Cache coding is a powerful tool for creating and reconciling transactions in bulk. It can save you a lot of time. In this video, we'll look at who can access cache coding, important things to check before you jump in and start reconciling, and how to use cache coding like a pro. Follow the steps in this video and you'll be able to reconcile your bank accounts in Xero much quicker every time, so you can spend less time on the bookkeeping and accounting side of things and focus on what's really important for your business. Let's take a look. I'm using the Xero demo company, so if you want to log in and practice what I'm showing you, you can. From the dashboard, you can see there are 27 items to reconcile, so let's jump in and take a look. This is the bank reconciliation screen that we all know and love. If you're looking for a step-by-step tutorial on how to reconcile transactions on this page, I've got you covered. Take a look at this video. I'll put a link to it at the end and in the description. Today though, we focus on cache coding, which is the second tab. Standard users might not see this tab unless they've been given specific access, but advisors see cache coding automatically. The reason for that is that it's a power tool, and unless you've got some accounting or bookkeeping experience, it would be easy to make a lot of mistakes quickly. That said, let's jump in and take a look. It looks more like a spreadsheet. You see all your unreconciled bank statement lines. You'll see a maximum of 200 on this screen at once. Date, payee, reference, description, and the amount have all come from your bank statement. To create new transactions from these bank statement lines, you need to enter an account code and a tax rate. We'll see that very soon. But first, let me explain a little bit about what cache coding actually is. It's where you can create new transactions. So if a transaction already exists in Xero, don't deal with it here. That's important to understand, so you avoid creating duplicate transactions. For example, you may have already entered a sales invoice in Xero and your customer has made a payment. That payment shows on this screen. But since you've already recorded the sales transaction, don't record it again here. Instead, match it against the sales invoice on the main Reconcile tab. Luckily, Xero has made this easier by automatically hiding receipts and payments that match to a sales invoice or a purchase bill. To see those suggested matches, click this tick box. And you can see there's the Ridgeway University. We've received 618,750 from our customer, and there's a match to a sales invoice. So it shows here with a green tick. We've got a payment made to our supplier, Truxton Property Management. That matches against a transaction in Xero. And a little bit further down, Gateway Motors, again, there's a match. So we don't code them up here, we match them to the transactions on the Reconcile tab. To hide those suggested matches, just untick that box. Now it's important to bear in mind that Xero only flags those suggested matches if they're an exact match. And sometimes your customer might not pay you the exact amount of the invoice, so it's not going to be an exact match. So before you reconcile anything, I'd recommend having a look down your payments and receipts here. I'm going to sort by payee. Just have a look down this list and look for anything that you think there may be an invoice or a bill. And towards the bottom there you can see Smart Agency. Smart Agency is one of my regular suppliers, and I know we've got some bills, but it's not an automatic match, so Xero hasn't flagged it. But I still need to deal with that on the Reconcile screen. So deal with any matching transactions first on the Reconcile screen. So you can see at the top, we've received 618,750 from Ridgeway. That matches a sales invoice. Click OK to reconcile. The Smart Agency payment, that wasn't flagged as a match because it's not an exact match. But I know we've got some invoices. That's actually two invoices or two bills that match that payment. So click Find and Match. And we can select these two smart agency bills which match against what we've paid. There's that payment to Truxton. That's an exact match as well. Click OK to match it off. City Limousines, that's a part payment again. So we need to deal with it here. So I'm going to fast forward and I'm going to deal with all the transactions that match against sales invoices, or where they're part paid and there's prepayments, or there's an overpayment or a minor adjustment. So deal with everything that you need to do on this screen. Okay, that's everything dealt with on the Reconcile screen. So let's go back to cash coding now. And you can see we've got 18 transactions that we need to create and reconcile here. It could be 80. You can sort by any of the blue headers along the top. So here I'm going to sort by payee to put all the similar payees together. And you'll see we've got two 7-Eleven transactions up here. They've already got an account code and tax rate. That's because we've set up bank rules. So to create those transactions, just save and reconcile all. And they're created and reconciled. So as you can see, if you set up bank rules for your common payments and receipts, you can create those transactions and reconcile them with one click. ACL conferences, that was for some advertising. Central City Parking and Parkside Kiosk are all for car parking. I'll tick the first box on the left, hold down the Shift key, and tick the last Central City one. So holding down the Shift key, that's a quick way of selecting multiple lines, and I'll select the two Parkside Kiosk ones as well. And I'll enter an account code into one of these selected transactions. Now we've got an account code for motor vehicle expenses, but maybe you've already set up an account code for car parking. Hit the Tab key to complete that coding. Now I can save and reconcile those selected items. That would save and reconcile everything that's selected in green. But if I do that, I will lose the coding on ACL conferences, and I'll have to code it again, which is a bit of a pain. So I'll uncheck all, and now save and reconcile all. And that's another 8 transactions created and reconciled. Cooper Street Bakery, I'm going to code those up to, let's say, general expenses. Hit the Tab key. I'll uncheck all. E-cash deposit, that's the money that I put into the business, so I'll code that receipt to funds introduced. Majestic contracting, that's other income. New World is a supermarket, and we've made a purchase there for 2 different things, some stationery, some office expenses. So I need to split this transaction. Now you can click the drop down on the right and select split, or you can click into one of these cells and click the / key. This brings up a spend money box. And now I can create a transaction to multiple items here. So let's add a description. I'm going to say this was some stationery. I'll code that to printing and stationery, but that was just £20. And the rest was some tea and biscuits for the office. You could add new lines if you need to add more in here, but let's click save. And you can see that's a transaction coded to multiple lines. Now, Ridgeway Bank, if you haven't guessed, is who I bank with. And I could select them and code them up to bank fees. But what I'm going to do, just to save time for future transactions, is to create a bank rule. If I leave this screen now and then come back, all of these account codes and tax rates will just reset. So before I leave the screen to create a bank rule, let's save and reconcile those transactions. And let's create a bank rule for Ridgeway Bank. On the right hand side, click that drop down and create bank rule. Now this is a bank rule that applies to spend money transactions. I'm going to add a couple of conditions, and I want the bank rule to apply when any of these conditions apply. So let's say if the payee contains the words Ridgeway Bank, or the description contains the words account fee, I want this rule to apply. And every time this rule applies, I'm going to code that transaction and use a contact, which is Ridgeway Bank. Now 100% of this spend money is bank fees. So let's put in a description here. Enter an account code. Set the reference. Now I'm going to use the reference that appears on the bank statement, much easier. And then add the rule details. Which bank account do you want this rule to apply on? I'm going to select all bank accounts and give the rule a name. I recommend entering the account code just so anybody can see where this is going to get coded up if they look at that transaction. And save. And you can see we've got those two transactions to Ridgeway Bank. They've got account codes. Whitcoulls, that's just for some stationery. Let's save and reconcile those 3 remaining items. And great, we're all done. So if I go back to my dashboard now, you can see we've got that lovely green tick. So use cache coding when you have a lot of unreconciled bank statement lines that don't relate to existing transactions in Xero. And set up bank rules for common receipts and payments to make creating and reconciling even faster. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials and tips to learn about Xero. Thank you.